You watch a narcissist move through different social circles and you notice a pattern. They don't go after everyone. They're selective. They target specific people while completely ignoring others. And the people they choose? They share certain characteristics. This isn't random. Narcissists have a profile, a type. And if you've been targeted by one, you fit that profile. Here's what makes you attractive to them and why understanding this protects you. Narcissists target empathetic people. Not just people who care about others, but people who feel responsible for others' emotions. People who see someone struggling and immediately want to fix it. People who can't stand to see pain without trying to heal it. The narcissist recognizes this trait instantly. They test it early. They show vulnerability. They share a story designed to trigger your empathy. And when you respond with concern and support, they've confirmed you're exploitable. Your empathy becomes the hook they use to reel you in. Here's the psychology behind why empaths are primary targets. Empaths assume other people operate the way they do. They project their own emotional depth onto everyone around them. So when a narcissist shows pain, the empath believes it's real. They don't recognize performance. They don't see manipulation. They just see someone hurting who needs help. And narcissists exploit that blindness ruthlessly. They know empaths will sacrifice themselves trying to save someone who doesn't actually want to be saved. Watch for the pattern. Narcissists also target people with weak boundaries. People who say yes when they mean no. People who tolerate disrespect to keep the peace. People who've been trained to prioritize others' comfort over their own needs. These people telegraph their weakness immediately. They apologize too much. They explain themselves unnecessarily. They accept blame that isn't theirs. The narcissist sees this and knows they've found someone they can control. Someone who won't push back, someone who'll accept mistreatment and stay anyway. Think about why weak boundaries are so attractive to narcissists. They need constant validation and attention. They need someone who'll be available whenever they want. Who'll drop everything to meet their needs. Who won't complain when they're mistreated. A person with strong boundaries won't tolerate that. They'll set limits, enforce consequences, walk away when disrespected. But a person with weak boundaries will stay. They'll endure. They'll keep hoping things will get better. That's exactly what the narcissist needs. An endless supply of tolerance for their behavior. Narcissists also target achievers. People who are successful, accomplished, respected. This might seem counterintuitive. Why would a narcissist target someone strong? Because they're not looking for weakness. They're looking for supply. They want to associate with your success. Absorb your status. Take credit for your achievements. They need to be seen with impressive people because it makes them look impressive by proximity. Your accomplishments become their bragging rights. Your reputation becomes their camouflage. Here's what happens when a narcissist targets an achiever. They love bomb intensely. They mirror your ambition and values. They act like they're your biggest supporter. They celebrate your wins publicly and attach themselves to your success. But the moment you outshine them or stop providing the validation they need, they turn. They undermine you. They sabotage you. They diminish your achievements. Because you were never a partner. You were a trophy. And when trophies stop serving their purpose, narcissists discard them. The most vulnerable target for a narcissist is someone going through transition. Someone who just ended a relationship, lost a job, moved to a new city, lost a loved one. Experienced trauma. These people are emotionally destabilized. Their defenses are down. Their judgment is compromised. They're desperate for connection and support. The narcissist recognizes this vulnerability and strikes fast. They position themselves as the answer, the savior, the person who understands when nobody else does, and the target in their weakened state falls for it. Watch how narcissists operate during your vulnerable moments. They show up with exactly what you need. If you need comfort, they're comforting. If you need excitement, they're exciting. If you need stability, they're stable. It feels like perfect timing, like fate. Like this person was sent to you exactly when you needed them most. But what's actually happening is predation. They're exploiting your weakness, using your vulnerability as an entry point. And by the time you realize what happened, you're already trapped. Narcissists also target people who doubt themselves, people with imposter syndrome, people who don't recognize their own worth, people who've been told they're too much or not enough their entire lives. These people are easy to manipulate because they already believe something's wrong with them. The narcissist just has to reinforce that belief. Make you feel like you're lucky they chose you, like you don't deserve better, like you should be grateful for whatever crumbs of affection they throw your way. Your self-doubt becomes their control mechanism. Here's the brutal truth about why narcissists target specific types. They're not attracted to you because you're special. They're attracted to you because you're useful. You provide something they need: validation, status, control, attention, emotional labor. Once you understand that your value to them is purely functional, the spell breaks. You stop seeing the relationship as love or connection. You see it as transaction, as exploitation, as parasitic. Some people get targeted repeatedly by narcissists throughout their lives. Same pattern, different person. And they wonder what's wrong with them that keeps attracting these people. Here's the answer. Nothing's wrong with you. Your empathy isn't a flaw. Your kindness isn't weakness. Your success isn't a problem. But narcissists recognize these traits and know how to weaponize them. You're not the problem. Your inability to recognize predatory behavior is the problem. Your assumption that everyone has good intentions is the problem. Your lack of boundaries is the problem. The good news is that once you understand the profile, you can protect yourself. You can recognize the early signs. The intense love bombing, the mirroring, the sob story designed to trigger your empathy, the boundary testing, the gradual isolation from your support system, the intermittent reinforcement that keeps you hooked. When you see these patterns early, you can walk away before you're trapped, before you've invested so much that leaving feels impossible. So if you've been targeted by narcissists, stop blaming yourself. Stop thinking there's something wrong with you that attracts them. You have qualities that are genuinely valuable: empathy, kindness, loyalty, achievement. The problem isn't having those qualities. The problem is not protecting those qualities from people who'll exploit them. You don't need to become cold or suspicious. You just need to become discerning. To recognize that not everyone deserves access to your best qualities, that some people will use your strengths against you, and that walking away from someone who's targeting you isn't cruel, it's survival. Stop being an easy target. Build boundaries. Trust your gut. Watch for red flags. And understand that if someone seems too perfect too fast, they probably are. Real connection builds slowly. Manipulation happens quickly. Know the difference. Protect yourself accordingly. And remember that the narcissist doesn't target you because you're weak. They target you because you have something they want. Don't give it to them.